Hello everyone and welcome back to this Imperator Mosylon campaign. So, as you might have seen in the comments, I had unfortunately managed to catch COVID, well, that's the reason why there's been a distinct lack of episodes over the last few days here. Wasn't really in a fit for recording state as it were. Now, to top it all off, I also managed to record this very episode without my microphone on. So what I'm doing at the moment is rewatching this episode and recording a voiceover just to make sure. I didn't want to just upload a video without me, providing inane comments. So I figured this would be the second best option, or possibly the best option, because at least now I get to watch and make fun of whatever it is I am doing, which is generally pure insanity. So, as you may remember, we left off fighting Maurya, or Magadhan Empire, whatever they call themselves these days. And as per usual, I had vastly, vastly overestimated the power of the few troops I sent over, and underestimated how many freaking troops they could form. To be perfectly honest, I was kind of counting on them actually. Yeah, I'm looking at it here, seeing if they have any form of mercenaries they have hired, which they haven't, because it's always a great pleasure to just buy out their stupid mercenaries and then go and siege down their stuff. Because they're generally in the middle of the country as well, so it distracts them quite a lot. Now, I believe here what I'm doing is another famous mistake in that I seem to think that and I've just realized here as well that I don't need to be at war with the revolt up there. Seems to be a waste of time. But what I'm going to do here very soon, if I remember correctly, is to assume that the AI works like a player, and by a player I mean like me, which means that you cannot possibly pay attention to multiple fronts as well at the same time. So I'm going to try and sneak these troops past to go and siege down the capital there. Now, this is the AI. It does not work like a human. It will notice immediately when I start moving these troops in here. Oh, well, there we go. And naturally, I'm too slow to stop them, so we have these mercenaries are pretty beat up as it is, so it's not that big of a deal, to be perfectly honest, but still a bit annoying, to say the least. Now, what we are doing as well is obviously bringing all of our glorious levies over, and apparently paying or looking at how our road building masters are doing. But yeah, bringing them all over to form a bit of a doom stack. We've also hired another couple of bigger mercenary stacks, because I believe pretty much all of the other ones are devastated. Yeah, I think we're deleting the last one here now, because they're going to get wrecked by those armies there anyway, and I figured, yeah, that's probably not worth it. Although it would have distracted them for a couple of more days, I guess. So maybe I should have kept them. But anyway, we are going to excuse me, delete them here. And here I'm incredibly confused why there are no recruitable ones, because I'm too stupid to realize that I have the maximum amount hired, which is why no one shows up as recruitable. So we are going to get rid of these ones and then go and hunt some other mercenaries as well. Now, what I am banging on here, as I'm sure you have noticed, we do have the white piece imminent there. But as long as the AI is on high enthusiasm, I don't think they go for it. I don't know exactly what the breakpoints are, but I'm kind of counting on them staying on high, because they are clearly winning at the moment. And not piecing out for just a white piece, because obviously they smell blood. And they want our glorious, glorious land. But yeah, apart from that, I think the main idea here is essentially to try and make them lose enough troops that they start to hire mercs. And after that, we can pretty much just win over them. Now, I am obviously hunting for mercs which are reasonably close to their area, because I'm bored of marching troops all over the place at the moment. Now, unfortunately, in this campaign, there seems to be a distinct lack of huge giant armies. We have the ones up in Egypt there, but that's pretty much the only ones. At least ones we can access to. I'm sure there are some in Maurian land, but because of stupid diplomatic diplomatic range, we can't actually see those ones, so we're not allowed to hire them. So yeah, so at the moment they don't control that much on my territory at the moment. It's mainly a bit here north of the sort of Persian area where they control, which they started sieging down, which is fairly new land for me if I remember correctly, so it's not particularly valuable anyway. But yeah, in the end I think we just grab a couple of tinier stacks here, because I don't know, I'm too lazy to hunt for them for any extended period of time. So yeah, there we go. 1, 2, and I believe what we're doing with these ones is sending them up north to try and retake some of that land. Or I am not. Could have sworn I did. It's been a couple of days since I recorded this, so I can't remember exactly. Ah no, there we go. I'm not insane. Yeah, so I had a quick look to see what armies they were bringing up there, and I figured we could probably take them with these mercs, so it seemed like a sensible approach to send them up there. Meanwhile, we're still marching a sort of mercenary stack along with everyone else essentially over to this area over here. Just having a quick look at what if they hired any mercs again. I think you're going to see this quite a lot, me just double checking to see if they finally managed to hire some mercs that we can take advantage of. But sadly that is not the case at the moment. And we got all this money piled up as well, 8.5k just waiting to be sent over to some juicy mercs for bribes. But hey ho. At least stability is fine. I mean, that kind of aggressive expansion is rather pathetic though, so I'm not very happy about that. Luckily, without giving away any spoilers, that will be amended in the last couple of episodes for sure. And of course, we get the constant reminders of why it is not fun doing a world conquest, because people will not stop dying. And I think we're looking, because this is reasonably recently conquered land, I don't want to put anyone too corrupt in there, because they're going to be, you know, the wrong religion, the wrong culture, and be just whiny in general. Which is clearly not something we should have to put up with. And yeah, we haven't really got that much to spend political influence on at the moment. I mean, we could build more cities, but why? To be honest, the only thing would be to upgrade our wonders, but I figured rather than we'll just keep the approval high at the moment and make sure everyone's happy. Then these ones have now fully moraled up, so off to forced march they go, and we are going to try and save this one. Now that is going to be a bit of a stretch for sure, since they're already on, what was it, 21%, and we still got quite a while to go there. Now, you never know, the AI might get unlucky. Apart from that, we're just waiting for all of these troops to come together as well, so we can have one giant happy family stack, all the troops. As well as marching these troops up there to try and reclaim some of that land. So you can see we're quite on a steady -10 here, and we're obviously at this rate. I suspect we have -25 from the ticking war score, although I could be wrong. Not entirely sure. So what I think what we're looking to do here again is to send over our navy just to capture those ports we can over there, to try and distract them for a bit. God, it was such a waste of everything to spend all of those innovations on the naval ideas. Truly rubbish. But hey ho. I thought it would be, I don't know, I thought we could make some more fun plays with the navy, but no. At least we know for the future that this is not the way to go. Still, I guess we did get one extra mercenary stack from it, so it's not all terrible. But yeah, naval ideas is definitely not the way to go. And we're definitely not going to spend money on keeping the local population happy in one singular place. And of course we're losing all the sieges, so that means the entire Wargold province is now under their control, so great news. Still, that means that they won't wipe peace out anytime soon. And we also have the most dreaded of all enemies, the barbarian, sending aggressive pop-ups to you every month or so. I mean, it's I guess it's better. Oh god, there they are again. I guess it's better than people dying because you don't need to pay attention to it. It's just that they keep coming for months and months upon end. It's terrible. Alright, so we're trying to group these guys up and make them a... well, I wouldn't say a doom stack, but a stack big enough to deal with the armies that the AI or Maurya has up there at least. Which shouldn't be too bad. Now, obviously, we are, as you can see, grouping up our giant stack of death down there. Problem is that once they're all together, they are going to be having a massive weight on areas, so they're probably going to start starving to death pretty quickly. But we shouldn't be needing them for too long. As soon as we can win a battle or two against Maurya, I believe that they'll start higher mercs. Once they start higher mercs, then it is more or less going to be over for them. Oh yeah, Pharaoh's Lighthouse. Goes beyond, of course. We want the finest lighthouse in the land. Well, I mean, there's only one land, but hey-ho. It shall be ours regardless. It is also causing a bit of an issue with these stupid remains of the Seleucids here, because we can't march the troops straight up there. We need to go round, which is not helping with our mobility when it comes to this war. It's not like they're going to give us military access, so... Right, and these troops are now joined up together, so we shall send them over to, well, essentially smash the opposition here. Which is going to be glorious. And at the same time, we have these troops coming up here, going to try and intercept them before they siege down yet another regional capital up there. And we're still having a look to see whether they have any actual mercs for us to hire, or rather bribe, away from them. There we go. Caught that army, which did surprise me, because for some reason they were taking forever to siege it down, or get out of there. But hey ho. It is definitely a battle we should be winning. Now what we are doing here is just splitting up the army, sending one army up there to deal with the siege upstairs. You know what I mean. Well, this army continues with the siege down here, so I'm desperately trying to figure out which army to send up there and make sure that it actually has forced march on it. Only 3,000 troops killed, but hey ho. It's a victory, we'll take it. And we'll send one army to siege and try and move the other one up to see if there's anything else we can siege back at the same time. Being time efficient, of course. Right, and we almost have the entire 70k stack here, which we'll send over to scare them. Now, to be perfectly honest, I'm not entirely sure where their where their army has run off at this point. I'm guessing they've sent a bunch of troops up to deal with the rebellion. Or maybe they're just trying to march them up to the northern parts of my land and going through their parts. Because who knows how the AI works sometimes. Still, siege is happening fine there. And we are just hoping that we can intercept that army before it finishes the other siege there. And we are grabbing the giant stack of death over. Which is, I think we're double checking to make sure everyone's forced march so we can keep them together. Not sure whether keeping them on forced march. No, I think we do need, because it's so incredibly slow here. Otherwise it'll take freaking forever to try and get some troops over. So this is just a stack to, I don't know, attrition down any form of big army they might have. We're just going to send them over here. Hopefully this siege finishes before they get over here, because I don't want to stand a siege with 70k for any extended period of time. Okay. We did finish that siege relatively quickly, which was nice. So I believe we are sending up those troops to reinforce there as well. And it does mean that we can push on with our glorious giant stack. Meanwhile, I can't remember, is he actually going to retreat back to this? Oh. Yes, quick assault. We don't care about that. And it... Is he coming in? I can't remember now. And no, he's not. Alright. Well, we're pushing on then. And at the same time, we're just having to wait for the slow-ass navy to actually get over there. Oh, it's so painful. Only want the light ships, and they're only to be used for transport, nothing else. That's the way forward. That's the way I believe Paradox games should work. Stupid. I don't know. I can't get around any form of naval battle in any of them. Yeah, we're not going to spend money on making the Sailor Kids happy. That's ridiculous. I think they absolutely hate us already, yeah. So, no. Good thing we have such sensible advisors who are coming with these brilliant plans of their own. And clearly haven't got anything better to do. Alright. And as always, I can't seem to find the correct tab to click on. I mean, only got 1,000 hours of gameplay in this game. Granted, not all of them have been in 2.0, so the UI did look different before that. But just bumping up our tyranny as well as stabbing some pigs, because I want to keep that stability nice and high. And as always, the mighty moose will slaughter all the tigers, just like IRL. And yeah, I also find, I don't know, I don't understand why you don't know where the capital is in your province just because it has been sieged. Well, I mean, why you can't see it on the map, it's so bizarre and annoying. I mean, you can see it in their land, you just can't see it in your occupied land. Which is slightly annoying, because just means you have to keep an eye out, or, you know, go through the individual provinces and check whether it has the modifier or not. And good, we're losing one of the stupid ships, because why not? Excuse me. Well, we have managed to siege those down again, so it will distract him a bit, hopefully, while we slowly work our troops over. Oh, and another governor has died, because that's just what they do. But I do think we have found, yes, 17-year-old there. I'm sure they won't die at all. Or, you know, become incredibly corrupt and we'll have to fire them. It's one or the other. Alright, so it looks like he's retreating to here, which is great. We're going to be able to fight them with very low morale, so should hopefully be able to kill a few more of them. And meanwhile, our slow-ass stack of 70k are making their way downstairs. 550k troops. Yeah, I don't know. It's always so tempting to go assaulting, but hey-ho. It's not always the best plan forward. Oh yeah, I believe I'm surprised why the heck he is letting, or why Seleucus is letting Maurya pass through his land here. Because he's definitely not going to give me military access, but it looks like they got black flags from it, so I don't know, I didn't think the AI pathed through that when they were retreating, but hey ho. Who knows? And we'll spend some more money, I think, because he's not hiring mercs, so no one cares. And yeah, once again, double checking. Obviously I have to click on all the other tabs as well because I can't remember what they look like, but yeah, just double checking whether they've hired any mercs yet or not. So, as mentioned, the plan is to beat up their armies so that they feel that they need to start hiring mercs. Once that happens, bribe all the mercs and start taking land. Which is how sensible people fight wars. Now, we do want to get the war goal back ASAP. But yeah, here we have to freaking find out which one is the capital. Because it's not like I can remember. We have like 5 million freaking provinces. Alright, 34k troops there. Sounds like an excellent army to beat up. And there you have... I missed the composition there. Probably something silly anyway. I mean, either the AI does have a bunch of heavy infantry, which is a sensible choice, or they have a bunch of random crap. I don't know, for some reason they enjoy putting archers in there. We shall see. One or the other at least. There's never anything sort of... Okay, I can see that working. I think we're trying to figure out... Ah, there they are. There's the rest of them. And I can't remember. I probably forgot to actually, you know, sort out the armies. So we shall see. Well, we're running the Mighty Moose tactic. There seems to be mainly archers there. So we should be good. Especially since we're rolling a 6. But it is a lot more painful than I imagined. Or expected, rather. Because they are killing a lot of troops. Now, I do think... I'm not sure if I did it in this episode or another, but checked what modifiers they have. And they did have quite a lot of modifiers when it came to archers. So that's probably part of it. Still, it was a victory. And he is going to march in some other troops here as well. So we're just turning forced march off in case we are going to get a thingamajig. Morale tick before, which we should do, providing he's still walking in, which he is. So we'll get one come July here, and that army should more or less just get... Okay. Not sure what happened there. Oh well. And then we have apparently missed each other there, so he's back sieging something down there, which means we're going to turn around and smash through his army again. That's referring to the area up north where I send the other 2 mercenary stacks, but I'm sure you got that. And meanwhile the barbarians keep tormenting us with their endless pop-ups, bringing nothing but sadness and despair in their wake. There we go. The 70k stack has pretty much caught up by now. So what I think we're going to do here is we're going to let the stupid 70k stack, because there's not going to be any... Oh yeah, I remember this now. We're having to chase these stupid troops around because they're refusing to be caught. How dare they? I find it very, very rude of them. Also, war score at the moment, -12. We only need to get the war goal back and our fortunes will be reversed. Well, our fortunes will start to be reversed at least. Now you can see how my brain is trying to figure out where to actually how to best catch this army. Which is to turn forced march on. Who would have thought? Ah, there we go. That's a lot better, and I believe that's a plains fight as well. And naturally we're using the wrong tactics, because why aren't we? But yeah, these archers are freaking wrecking me hardcore. Well, there we go. Now they're not anymore. Good times all around. I think this battle takes forever though. Because, no, it's not this one. I might have been in a later episode. Alright. But that's that army taken care of. I believe we're once again trying to figure out where mercenaries are. Yes, we got that. Okay. Still no hiatus, because they're being cheap, horrible people. So we're not very happy about that. But apart from that, I think we are coming up to a turning point in this war. So the only fear is, of course, is that they peace out before we have a chance to get the war goal back. But hopefully that won't be the case. So in any case, I am going to finish this summary voiceover of it, and come the next episode I will be talking as I play, as always. But for now, thank you and see you next time.